everybody. Thanks for joining me for grammar today. We are going to work with commas in a series. And by Friday, you will be able to list 3 to 4 nouns and correctly use commas to separate them in a sentence. Before we start with commas, you have to understand what a noun is. And I know that all of you listening probably know what nouns are if we ask you. They're people, places, animals, and things. Teacher, school, bat, and chair. They're very important that when you're listing nouns or you're listing verbs that you understand what they are and how to find them in sentences. All right, now what do nouns look like in a sentence? The hot sun blazed down on the little green lizard. All right, so sun is definitely a noun. Lizard is a noun. Then we have blazed being your verb. Hot describing the sun, adjective. Little green describing the lizard, those are adjectives. All right, and it's very important that you can identify the parts of a sentence so that you can write good sentences. Capital letter, punctuation, little filler article words to make it make sense. Where did it blaze? It blazed down. All right, so that's kind of like an adverb that's describing the verb. How is it blazing? It's blazing down. All right. Now, what is a comma? A comma is a punctuation mark. It is used to show a pause in a sentence or to separate a list of nouns. It is also found in numbers to show place value. It takes the place of a word. So here it is as a pause. Yes, I will be there on time. So you naturally took a break in your how your voice kind of just stopped or your sentence stopped, but it didn't completely stop. That's a pause. This is what we're working on this week. I saw elephants, giraffes, and monkeys at the zoo. So you see comma, comma, and no comma there. Now you can find it in numbers to show the words. It takes the place of a word right there to show place value. 1,356, 2,234,455. All right, now where is the comma key? To use the comma key, press down on the key next to the M on the keyboard. So right now I want you to look down at your keyboard and make sure you understand where the comma is. And the comma is used just like your period, just like your slash, anything along the bottom there, you just have to press on the key. Anything on the top of the key, the top of the keys, you have to hit Control and that key. But luckily with a comma, all we have to do is press down on it. There's always one space when you type. So if I use a comma like this, there's only one space and then I start typing. All right, commas in lists. When you have a list of 3 or more nouns, you need to use a comma. You only use and at the end of the list. That's the rules. That's how easy it is. So examples. So looking at these pictures, you see what? 2 skeletons, 3 witches, and 4 ghosts. So all of these are plural nouns. Those are skeletons, these are witches, and those are ghosts. So we have skeletons, witches, and ghosts. Now, if I was to write like that in a sentence, it all runs together. We don't know if skeleton, witches, ghosts is one thing. So we have to separate them as separate things. You do not see all of these being the same thing. Well, if you write it like that, you're going to push it together and make it all be the same thing. So when I write it in a sentence, I go skeletons, comma, witches, comma, and goes before the last one in your list. There is no comma after and, there is no comma after ghost. So it goes skeletons, comma, witches, comma, and ghost inhabit the haunted house. And inhabit is a high dollar word that means to live. All right. So that is exactly what we're doing this week. Here's another example. So look at those animals and determine what they are. And that would be your list of animals. Okay. So those are lions, these are bears, these are tigers, and those are monkeys. Okay, if I wrote it like that, there's no division between them. They're all one thing. Lions, tigers, bears, monkeys. So we didn't separate them. So when you write it in a sentence, you go, we saw lions, comma, tigers, comma, bears, comma, and monkeys at the zoo. So you always have the comma before the and then no more commas there. And it's always between the last two things that you're making a list. Now, this is 4 things. We could have 5 things. We could even have little phrases that we're separating. And you'll see that as I go on and show you later. Maybe I think tomorrow is when I show you that. Okay, now look at those. What kinds of fruit are those? So you have bananas, you have strawberries, and you have apples. All right. So if I wrote it like that in a sentence, it would just be bananas, strawberries, apples. And it would not show that there is a clear division, a clear difference between the objects. All right. Now in a sentence, it says Larry picked out the ripest bananas, comma, strawberries, comma, and apples at the grocery store. All right, let's wrap it up and listen to him. He's pretty funny and he's like super common. He's going to show you this again.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Super Comma. That's my name. Putting in commas, that's my game. Today we're going to be putting in commas in between nouns. What's a noun? A person, place, or thing. Take a look at the sentence right here. We got dog, cat, and chicken are going for a ride. Where are they going? I don't know. Different subject, different time, but we got to put some commas in. There's a rule, though. You put commas after every noun except for the last noun. So let's do it. All right. You put comma after dog. Boom. Put a comma after cat. Boom. All right. Do we put a comma after chicken? No. That's the last noun. All right. Let's read the sentence. Dog, cat, and chicken are going for a ride. It's a great day to go for a ride. I'm not sure who's driving. Different story, another time. Ready to do another one? Yeah, let's do it. Boom. All right, we got a new sentence here. We got Soul, Stephanie, and Super Comma are going to a dance party. Hey, I like dance parties. Different story, different time. Let's put some commas in there. All right. Remember, those are names. Names are nouns, person, place, or thing. So we got to put a comma after the names, except for the last name. So let's do it. Yeah, that's my job. Boom. Put a comma after Soul. Boom. Put a comma after Stephanie. Boom. Put a comma after Super Comma. No, that's the last name. All right, let's read the sentence. Soul, Stephanie, and Super Comma are going to a dance party. Hey, that's me. I got to get going to a dance party. Okay, I hope you have a good day here. Hope you learned where to put commas in. If you ever need help, call Super Comma. That's my name. Got to get going. Adios. Bye.
All right, so what you learned today is you learned how to put commas in a list. All right, and if I can get this to escape right there. So remember that if you notice, Saul, comma, Stephanie, comma, and Super, comma, are going to a dance party. Always between the objects, but never after the last one, and always before and. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. So I hope that you do your workbook pages, and I will see you again for writing. All right, so have a good time doing your tasks now.